Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
Peeps, how's everyone doing today? With game number 1 being in the books, it means we can break down what we saw so far. Again, it's one game, it's not the end-all be-all, but today's video we're talking about Killian Hayes because I've seen a lot of people are, leaning more towards the bust conversation. I'm gonna give you guys both sides because it's still too early to call him a bust, but last night there's just a lot of things he needs to work on still. This is only, his 20-something game? Somewhere around that ballpark. I believe it's like 25, somewhere around there. He missed a lot of time last year. We didn't have Cade, and we all know that they're going to start him and Cade together. We've seen that in the Summer League. Throughout the course of the year, it may not pan out. Killian may not improve the way they thought he would with Cade being there. He might come off the bench. But last night, it still showed me something. Even though he's only played 25 games, he had an entire offseason this year to work out with the team, work on his conditioning, work on his handles, his aggressiveness, his shot. He had an entire summer league to play, and then he missed it because he got hurt or they'd sat him out. And then he had some preseason games, which, again, he sat out some of those because he was, hurt. This is why you need to play the young guys in the summer league games and the preseason games. He did not look good last night. And, again, a lot of that is because he was going against Lonzo Ball, who was probably one of the better point guard defenders in the NBA today. And then you had Alex Caruso off the bench, who was also a really good on-ball defender at the guard position. It was not an easy matchup against the Chicago Bulls. Chicago is going to be a really good team. They're really fun to watch. I love the acquisitions of Lonzo and DeRozan to pair up with Zach LaVine, and plus I think Vucevic is like the perfect big man for that combo because he does a little bit of everything, and on those nights where someone gets hurt, he can step up. But we're not here to talk about Chicago. There was several times Killian could have been a little bit more aggressive, and shout out to Kuz Ballroom. I know you guys know him. He was on Above the Rim before. He's hosting Lockdown Pistons. Make sure you guys go follow him. But he broke down the play beautifully. There was a play. Killian beat Lonzo to the hoop. He had to step on him. He's left-handed. He could have had a left-handed layup, and instead he does this weird, Dirk Nowitzki one-legged fader, mere inches away from the hoop, and it was airballed. It was terrible. And I don't want to steal Koo's clip, and I couldn't find the clip anywhere else, so highly recommend you go find Koo on Twitter because that's where he posted it. It's things like that he needs to work on. When you have an easy layup, you don't need to do too much. And I feel like that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get a little bit too flashy and fancy with it. A lot of times I seen last night, he had an open lane at the hoop and he would do the Ish Smith thing where he runs underneath the hoop, doesn't do anything there, and brings it back out to the perimeter to pass it. That's something he needs to work on. But when you play 20 minutes and he shot the ball 6 times, he didn't have any points. The only shot he really made was that 3-pointer that got called back because he traveled. It's a little concerning. And again, I know he's young. I'm not saying he's a bust, but this is where you have to take your fandom out of it and be a little bit objective towards it. Doesn't mean he can't make it or that he won't get better. Again, he's only played 20-something games. But it's things like this he needs to watch to learn how to get better. And again, I don't know how much Cade coming back is going to help it because I would assume majority of the plays, Killian's playmaking, it's a play for Cade, and the other plays, Cade will be playmaking. So I just don't know. I thought he would have took a jump, and again, maybe when Cade comes back, he will. But Cade wasn't there. That was his time to step up to show the Pistons, hey, you can still count on me to be that guy. If he had 4 buckets, it's a tie game, and that's not a lot. That's not a lot. If he goes to the foul line twice and hits 4 free throws, we're going to overtime. Or we at least have a shot to win it towards the end of the game. To have 0 points in 20 minutes is unacceptable. That's Stanley Johnson numbers. Stanley would have had 6 points. You know what I'm saying? His defense, his playmaking, his rebounding, perfect. From what I want to see from a young guard. but it's about adding that scoring and becoming aggressive. I don't care if he misses 6 shots, but continue to shoot. Like, don't be passive when you get to that point where nothing's falling. That's when you have to get more aggressive. Go to the free throw line. If he would go to the free throw line, he might get some more confidence in himself. And that's something that young players don't understand is, it's always shoot, shoot, shoot. They don't understand the game yet where they need to attack the rim because you're going to have nights. You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. It happens. We all know. We're all hoopers. Yeah, sometimes your shot doesn't go. But good players and great players, this is what separates them. Great players, when their shot doesn't go down, they're able to still average their points some different way or have an impact on the game where it makes up for the lack of scoring. Yes, 6 assists is nice. Your defense is nice. But if you can't give me anything else, like if you could have locked down Zach LaVine, would have been okay. But, we put Frank Jackson, which again, that could be Casey's fault. I'm not here to talk about that. It's not Casey's fault that Killian didn't have any buckets. So it's something he really needs to work on. Because this is a crucial year. We got Cade here. Cade ain't going to mess around. Cade's not going to be a bust. Cade's going to come in and everyone's going to be in love with him and be like, why is Killian even playing? Yes, Killian has some pressure on him. We've seen Troy Weaver. He moves young talent if they don't perform the way he wants them to. Not saying since Killian's his guy that he might do that, but Killian really needs to look at this and take this a little bit more seriously of getting better. Not that he's not taking it seriously, but 6 shots, 0 points in 20 minutes is really unacceptable. Really is. I'm pulling for Killian. I hope he can get better and learn from these. He's still super young. He's 20 years old. Hasn't played a full season yet, but it's nights like last night we really could have used a little bit more. And I get it. There's a lot of things going against him, but at the same time, you can't make excuse after excuse. Great players don't have excuses. They have overcomings. They've always beat some great challenge. So this is Killian's challenge. What can you do to get better? And hopefully next game we can see him a little bit more aggressive. Hopefully next game Cade's back. So we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think about this. I don't know how many comments I'm going to reply to because some of you guys are really hard on one side of the fence on this topic and one of you guys are really hard on the other. So let's keep it civil in the comments, okay? Okay? I can count on you guys, right? Probably not. It's probably going to be all hell broken loose. So, but leave your thoughts down below. Make sure you guys cop a Drew 313 shirt. Tongue twister, man. Link to that's in the description. Check it all out. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. And that's the bottom line because Double D said so. Peace.